When you combine Slice of Life and Dragon Ball, what do you get? You get Dragon Ball Super Episode 43. Hello there, beautiful friends from around the world. I'm your host, Blackenfist, and this is my review of Episode 43. Slice of Life, the episode. Many zany things, lighthearted as always. This is the kind of episode we can just lay back and enjoy the antics. This episode starts off with Goku saying he doesn't have much of an appetite, which is something peculiar. This is Goku we're talking about. It turns out that he also can't control himself. It definitely seems that something definitely is wrong with him. So while he tries to find help for it, he instant transmissions all over the place, probably not being able to control himself. And this is where we get our little cameo in Rayleigh. Now, Rayleigh only appeared for a couple seconds, and some people might feel a little bit disappointed because they were imagining something much greater. They were imagining at least an entire episode around Rayleigh, when really she was only a small cameo. I wasn't disappointed because although I heard Rayleigh was going to be in a future episode, I didn't put that many expectations onto it, so I wasn't expecting anything, so what I got was fine with me. I understand that if you were one of those people that were expecting an entire episode around Rayleigh, you might be disappointed with these turn of events. As for me, I didn't really put that many expectations on what they could do. I thought the small little cameo was pretty appropriate, especially when you take the episode as a whole as a lighthearted, fun, slice-of-life type of episode. One thing that was a little bit more out of the ordinary is that Goku kind of sneaks up on Bulma while she's getting out of the shower, and as Vegeta busts in and it's all awkward and everything, Goku says, "Don't worry, Vegeta, I didn't come here to see your wife's saggy," and then he disappears. Seems that ever since episode 28, Jaco and Goku are not going to let that one up. It's a good running joke in my opinion. But finally, when Goku reaches King Kai, he's diagnosed with some sort of Ki syndrome. And it's fairly serious. King Kai tells him that he should take it easy and not push himself too hard or he won't be able to fight. I actually like this situation. Although it's very serious that, Goku not being able to fight if he messes up. But at the same time, come on, really a Ki syndrome, a Ki sickness? Obviously, it's a joke sickness, and I also think that it's an excuse for Goku to kind of settle down, and as we'll get to, for Goku to have these family moments, especially with Pan. The sickness is really something to facilitate this episode's plot, which I actually do like, although I do feel that there was no explanation needed for Goku to settle down, at least for one episode, because we have seen Goku settle down in previous episodes. It's not the first time we've seen him in just a calm state where he interacts with his family. Having an explanation doesn't hurt, and having an explanation plus a joke, I think that's great utilization of explaining the character's actions and also making a joke out of it. Now we also get to see Gohan and Videl talking to some academic big shots. The conversation is very short and it's basically complimenting Gohan for such a great presentation at the conference. Now this conference was the same conference that he skipped out on the tournament for, but I will say this. This is one of two things that I didn't like in this episode, and I'm not going to hark on it too much because overall this episode was very enjoyable, but this moment, I'm going to skip to the end because Gohan declined to take the job because the job would take him away from his family. Now the problem I have with this is that Gohan declined to go to the tournament for this conference, which was taking away from his family, but then he's gonna flip that around at this moment and say, now I care about the family, but when it was about the tournament and Videl was there, my mom was there, my dad was there, my brother was there, my family was there, oh, then I'm not gonna care. And even though that was an extremely important thing for the series. I know it's a nitpick, I know, Blackenfist hating on the series again. I understand, I'm putting it in its proper place. Blackenfist hating aside, the second half of the episode really focuses on Pan. And also Goku and Chi-Chi moving into Gohan's house because Goku wrecked it because of his Ki syndrome. I will say that we do get some very charming scenes here with Piccolo seemingly also helping out taking care of Pan. And we also get reintroduced here to Pilaf and his gang. Now, this is the second thing I had a problem with, but this was a very little tiny problem, and it's just something to really think about. Pilaf says that with Goku having this Ki syndrome, it's a perfect time to attack Goku. Knowing Pilaf, that's very out of character. Pilaf's motivations is not to attack Goku, it's to get the Dragon Balls. So if anything, I was very confused as to what Pilaf's motivations here were, because Pilaf, what he should have been doing in this episode, I feel, is to look for the Dragon Balls in their house, not trying to attack Goku. If anything, Pilaf has consistently shown that he is afraid of Goku and wants nothing to do with him. And that's where the jokes come in, because he wants the Dragon Balls, he wants nothing to do with Goku, but every time he goes after the Dragon Balls, he goes face to face with Goku. There's the funny right there. So I feel that this episode was written out of character for Pilaf and his gang, but oh well. I mean, I'm only focusing on this a lot because I like Pilaf, and I feel that this episode kind of got his character a little wrong, but oh well. Pan manages to get away and sneak away with Pilaf, which I have to say, thinking about this, Pan is the perfect foil being a baby for Pilaf. I mean, Pilaf are now kids, so their antics are even more childish and juvenile, and you could even say cutesy, and what better foil for that than a baby of cutesy, juvenile foil for Pilaf. As soon as I saw Pan interact with the gang, I couldn't help but feel that they would produce some good chemistry, and I was right. With Pan having a little baby accident and Shu being oversensitive with his dog nose, the antics between Pan and Pilaf, and especially when Piccolo scared them off so badly that they ran off in their ship, it was all good stuff. One other question mark here though, I mean, Shu did mention Pan being a Saiyan, which, I mean, I always thought, how do they even know about Saiyans? I mean, the only thing they would closely know is that Goku once had a tail, but they wouldn't necessarily know that that's because he was a Saiyan. The only thing I could think of was that perhaps Pilaf and the gang were sneaking up or tailing Goku or Gohan or anybody, and they must have spoken about Saiyans, and that's how they found out. Other than that, I mean, it is kind of weird that Shu's kind of bringing up Saiyans, since previously before, we never really have established that Pilaf and his gang know about that. Continuity aside, I think this episode has one of the most ridiculously wacky scenes in the entire series. In fact, I think the most wacky scene, where Pan saves the entire gang. They're up in space. She's flying now. She has a key aura, and the Pilaf gang is hanging off Pan's feet. I didn't even know what to say when I saw that. All I could say was, well, that was pretty cool. Of course, Pan returning to Earth, where everyone is looking for her, but it turns out that Pan made it back in time for no one really to notice, leaving everybody thinking that she really didn't leave at all. And of course, the final words from Goku, Pan will be flying soon. If only Goku knew. I actually like the fact that Pan was depicted in this way. Now, the whole being above the Earth and out of the Earth's atmosphere, that was kind of goofy and slapstick, and, you know, what are they breathing out there? But besides that, I actually like the fact that Pan is flying, because if you really think about it, at the end of Z, Pan was 4 years old and was already flying around the world, so you would have to assume that she had to have started when she was really young, considering she was 4 years old in that scene. So honestly, her flying as a baby makes sense, and it actually fits with the Dragon Ball ending, which is something that Super hasn't been doing consistently so far. But this has been my review of episode 43. It was a fun, zany, goofy, slice of life episode where you get to lay back, not think about it too much. I only had very minor problems with it. I'm not going to extend those problems too much since most of this episode was great. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this review and enjoyed my thoughts, please subscribe to the channel, as I will be bringing you more of these Dragon Ball Super reviews as well as Dragon Ball discussions on this channel. But until next time, guys, I'm Blackenfist, and I'm out, man.